What happens when your own sibling is a real life Walter White of Breaking Bad? Wow. Here today to discuss how his sister became the Queen of Meth is Tom Arnold. And we're talking about an explosive three-part documentary on Discovery Plus. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
First of all, just thinking about talking to you makes me laugh and smile because I think of all the things that you've done. And I still love the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and you guys playing spies. So I still laugh at that. So
Oh
forgive
yeah,
me for that. I had to.
I got this picture. I was going
So,
to show you a picture of us as cowboys or something. Yeah, True Lies. Very fun movie. We still stayed friends, which is it was my first real movie, and so I thought I bet it was the huge hit, and everybody stayed friends. I thought I bet they're all like this. And turns out none of them are like this. So we had a lot of we still have a lot of fun together.
that's great. Let's talk about what's going on with this three-part documentary on Discovery Plus. Your sister started at the age of 14, correct, from what I've seen in the trailer, right?
Yeah, yeah. She our the first time she ever did drugs was with our mom. First time she ever got drunk was with our mom, and I had we'd been raised by our father. When I was 10, he married the next door neighbor, and that didn't work out well for me. But and so I moved in with our mom when I was 15 because there was no rules. You could drink, you could do whatever you wanted, no adult supervision. You could grow, I could grow my hair, which was the most important thing to me. And then my sister followed over there, and up till then she'd been a great student, and but she worshiped our mom. I knew better, but she worshipped our mom, and they became best friends, bar buddies. And then we went out to a bar one night, and they met a guy, a 23-year-old serial pedophile. My mom drove them to Missouri and made them get married. And I can still remember the night when mom came home just wasted, drunk, and she was crying, and Lori wasn't with her because she dropped Lori off at this guy's apartment for her new life, and I was so mad because I knew that she'd screwed up her own daughter's life, and things changed from that. You know, the guy beat her. She ended up getting a divorce, and she got with another guy that was a president of the Grim Reaper motorcycle gang, a real tough guy, and they were involved in some drugs. And my sister is smart. She said, "Well, how do we make this big? I need to take care of my family, my friends," and they made it a huge empire. First they were going out to California. Then she said, "Why don't we just make it here? We'll make it at the farm." She built an underground lab, got a chemist, and they bought 55-gallon drums of whatever it is from the Mexican cartel and started producing 20 pounds a week of it. And she made hundreds of thousands of dollars a week.
Man, that's amazing. I mean, you got to think about that. You grow from working, even if you're working at McDonald's, to making hundreds of thousands of dollars each and every week. Of course, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. So, what finally happened? What Tell us what happened after that.
Well, I'll be honest. As a when you're young, having a sister as a big drug dealer was not the worst thing for me and my friends. But I could see that it was growing, and my addiction was worse. And so I had to get sober in 1989. And at that time, I Rosanna had a farm on one side of town, Lori had her farm on the other side of town, and that made meth. And but at that time, I felt, well, now I'm sober. I could have a little bit of a high ground to talk to you about this. I mean, she just got so flamboyant. She drove a Jaguar in our town. Nobody had a Jaguar that said dealer on the license plate because she had a car dealership to send people out for drugs. And she had an airplane and bought a bunch of houses for her friends. And the cops loved her in our town. Our seventh stepfather was a captain of the police department, the head of the detectives, Delmer, and his dad, Elmer, I swear to God, was the police commissioner. And they loved Lori and they let her get away with all this stuff. But he just knew, I said, it's going to be death or prison, Lori, for real. I mean, there was just so many bad people involved. And fortunately, it was prison. Fortunately, the DEA came and arrested everybody. And in one day, there were 60 people below her in the organization. And one day they arrested them all. And our town lost a whole generation of parents. And kids were having to be raised by their grandparents from that day forward. And it was a big, it was a big deal.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing this explosive three-part documentary on Discovery Plus. Your sister, Tom Arnold's sister, became the Queen of Meth. Tom, I really appreciate you joining us on Morning Blend. I love you. I'm a fan. Take
Thank you.
care.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.